he had the bling. You gotta have the bling when you from Memphis.
He had the bling on him. He had the style. He had the drip. Elvis, dude, he got a lot. I ain't gonna lie. We better take a few inspirations from Elvis. Look at that boy. I told you in one of the reactions, I pointed it out. Mikal did it again now. Y'all have been asking for this video for a long time. Probably since I started with the first Elvis reaction in the ghetto. Y'all been recommending this video. So today we got Elvis in the black community. The echo will never die. If you're new, press that like and subscribe button. We have a bunch of Elvis reactions on the channel. Recommend some more videos down below. This doesn't have to be Elvis. It could be anything. But we got Elvis in the black community. Let's see if Elvis was good in the hood. I ain't gonna waste your time. Let's get into it.
I thought he was a very beautiful, and still is, a very beautiful person, and his memories shall probably forever live on.
Well, you ain't another corner rabbit, you ain't no friend of mine.
There is no room in this city for the vulgar performances of Elvis Presley.
It's shocking. I watched him gyrate his legs and swivel his hips. And our parent-teachers group feels he should not be on television.
I'm like the kid. I'm like the kid right now. I ain't gonna lie. Look at the kid looking at her like, bruh, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? He's dancing. He is dancing. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This day and age, like that age right there is crazy. What are they talking about? They would probably have a heart attack on spot if they seen some of the stuff like dances today. I ain't gonna lie.
Teachers group feels he should not be on television.
We've set up a 20-man committee to do away with this vulgar, animalistic, nigger rock and roll.
What did he say?
Our committee will check with the restaurant owners and the cafes to see what Presley records is on their machines, and then ask them to do away with them.
Well, why would they treat Elvis like that, though? Elvis is white.
You've learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, the crying all time.
Rock and roll has got to go, and go.
Why are they treating him like this? He's making I guess like when you do the origin story of rock and roll, it does come from the black side. Like it's more created from there. But I mean, Elvis is white doing it. Are they just hating because they were thinking it's like black music at the time? What? I don't get it.
Oh, it does at KWK. We're all through playing rock and roll.
Everybody during this time damn near had a stick up their ass. I'm not gonna lie. Every like grown up during this time had a stick up their ass. If they were being on the other side, being racist, you have a stick up your ass. Why are you worried about what people are listening to, what people are doing, what the color of their skin is? Why does that matter to you? I've never understood that. You got to just be walking around with a stick up your ass. You worried about too much shit.
This week is record-breaking week here at KWK, and after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and...
Your weak ass barely could fucking break the goddamn disc.
And after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and vulgarity of the rock and roll music is obviously a means by which the white man and his children can be driven to the level with a nigger. It is obviously nigger music.
Everybody mostly turned him down.
Nah, this is crazy.
And because first thing, he had Negroes' ways. This is what they didn't really at that time. They didn't want to accept.
By black performers, and he, in essence, because of at that particular time the kind of backwards mental capability that many people had, as judging a person because of the color of their skin is somewhat still does exist. But back then it was worse, and he actually, because of him being a Caucasian brother, he was able to to do away with that whole thing.
He's 77.
Yeah, I guess you would say, like, since Elvis was white and they would consider him doing, let's say, black people music, like Stevie was saying, he kind of could push and break boundaries to put, like, rock and roll on the map. Maybe even push black music and, like, break the barrier. That's kind of tough.
7-year-old early.
And also, that's my first time ever seeing Stevie Wonder without his glasses. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I felt so weird looking at him.
A disc jockey at radio station WROX in Clarksdale for 45 years.
Hi there. Pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do? This is your soul man to be with you until I get through. I want you to stand by. Don't have no fear. Following Jay's show, should I play one like this one from out of here? Elvis Presley.
Elvis's songs still get good play on Wright's program among the blues, gospel, and jazz recordings that are its staples. It was almost 40 years ago when Elvis drove down to Clarksdale from Memphis with a record and asked him to play it.
And I had been playing his record, and I had never seen him before, and I was amazed to see him. When he introduced himself to being Elvis Presley, then I went all to pieces over him. Then he and I started talking. I used to be the manager of a gospel group called the 4-Star Quartet. And I could listen to a man sing a hymn. I could listen to a man sometime talk. I did that. And I could pick him out whether he could fit in my group. And talking to Elvis Presley, I could see a great future in him.
It's no accident that Wright recognized Elvis's strong gospel roots. Here at the East Trigg...
I was saying that in the Bridge Over Troubled Water, it sounded like he had gospel background. I'm not gonna lie, like you can hear it, like, especially over that piano. It sounded like he definitely sung in a
church in Memphis. Older members of the congregation remember Elvis joining in with the choir while in high school. These were rousing sessions led by the charismatic pastor, the Reverend W. Herbert Brewster.
Like most black people in the South, and to whose throat God has pressed down a harp of 1,000 strings, it only needed tuning. Elvis's voice was that type of voice that agreed with the thought of Calvary. He had that kind of bent and inclination and attitude that suggested that God could use him.
Elvis sung in a black church.
I gave the music a different approach, a new beat. I knew that it wasn't going to hurt if I said, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone," whether I've said with 1 beat, 2 beat, whether I've said it high or low. And I told them, "Come on in here and put your stuff together." They came in here, and it was a glorious experience, and Elvis was in that group.
Elvis came out.
Elvis sung in a black church, man. You can definitely hear it. Now that I'm learning this, you can hear it. You can hear it in his voice. Damn, Elvis really was out here. Elvis really was rocking with us. I ain't gonna lie. Why would they? I'm still on the other side. Like, why would they treating Elvis like that on his side? It's no side. But why were they saying like he's making Negro music and he's white? I'm lost on that part. I'm so lost. I'm still harping on that. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. The fact that people thought like that, and there's still some people that think like that, and I'm not gonna lie, those people are idiots. It's no reason you judge a person off what they do, what they make, what the color they skin in. We all are going to. We came in the same way. If you're watching this video, if you even see this video in your thumbnail, and no matter what, if you've never seen this video, we came in the same way. We're all leaving the same way. So guess what? We're not so different after all. That's my whole point and stance on life. I've never understood I don't understand racism. I never got it. I've never got it.
A style of his own. And it was very creative. And once he got into it and you got that feel, Elvis just took off like a late freight. And with Elvis doing this kind of music, gave an injection to black music that no other artist had ever done.
It was like an earthquake in my neighborhood. The whole place was shaking when he came on. And I said, how did a person possess that kind of power? That it even comes off the TV and grab me in this ghetto neighborhood.
Elvis took my Tutti Frutti, and I was very disgusted. But by him singing it, he really made it bigger and made me bigger.
During those days, if it was a white artist doing something, they would just...
He did make Little Richard bigger. And I mean, I can see why you'd be mad somebody singing your song, but at first, when you think about it, like, he's going to push the boundary of the song and make it bigger, make you bigger. Any kind of showing homage, you got to...
They don't like our blacks, and we don't like them either. He's nothing but a copycat.
You don't see this right here? You going to keep leaving me down bad like this and not subscribe? Come on, please, my brother, please.
But Elvis Presley, when he came on, chicks was screaming and going crazy, and it was like any other neighborhood. And I said, this guy's got something going, man.
Elvis had something that made him sound like he truly meant it, and that's what made a lot of people like myself like him.
I think Elvis had lots of soul. He appealed to black people. He definitely had to have soul in order to do that.
I think there's ever been an artist that when his name went on the marquee, they knew he was coming. People came from all over the world. I never heard of that.
Elvis did a lot of stuff that, you know, rappers do these days. He had the bling. You gotta have the bling when you from Memphis.
He had the bling on him. He had the style. He had the drip. Elvis, dude, he got a lot. I ain't gonna lie. We may take a few inspirations from Elvis. Look at that boy. I told you in one of the reactions, I pointed it out. I think I paused on it, and you seen his ring. And I was like, God damn, y'all see the rings on it? He blinging. Look at those heads. Elvis really had the swag, I ain't gonna lie. Elvis really was dripping, bro.
He had the
doing this in like the 60s and 70s.
He had Cadillac, you know, he had like a gangster in it. As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto.
The song also resonates with people who've only met...
Told you that in the ghetto, it hit. Did you hear what he was saying, though?
The child is born in the ghetto.
The song also resonates with people who've only met Elvis through his songs.
Woo! I'm telling you.
About the hood. You know, they're talking about where we come from.
Paul Beauregard and Jordan Houston are the Oscar-winning rap duo 3 6 Mafia. They grew up just 2 blocks from Graceland in one of Memphis's poorest neighborhoods.
I want a CD scratcher. My mom used to always listen to this song when I was young. He talked about, you know, things that she went through. You know, she had like, you know, my mom had a bunch of kids, like 9 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get somebody to listen to your song. You talk about what they know about and what they want to hear. And she know about the ghetto because, you know, she lived in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
That's it.
And his mama cries. But if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto.
After we find the part on the record that we want to use, we sample it into the drum machine or the keyboard. That way we can loop it like.
My first line says, first I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors.
Juicy J sampled in the ghetto? Not Juicy J. Why am I saying that is Juicy J? But 3 6 Mafia sampled in the ghetto? That's
it's like the struggle. You know,
I gotta listen to it. I've never
heard. First I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors. And I was off beat, but it's all good because it's on TV.
Hey.
maybe do some edits, make me look cool, maybe put my name in the credits.
Once we have all that ready, you know, we load it into the drum machine and then pay out.
So he starts to roam the streets at night and he learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto.
Survival is an everyday task. Watching your back for the man wearing the mask. I say you might get stuck if you in the hood looking like it came up. We ride old school whips high off the ground right beside a player hill. We still stay fly looking so clean.
And they get so
I hang out with the rat and roach and still broke cause I'm sleeping on apartment floors. The junkies get up, kick when they smoke a brick. I never seen a drug dealer ever call it quits. The hood struggle is to make it, gotta get the change. See, every day is like a dark cloud full of rain. The feds tapping for what's dangerous when we trapping. So don't get lost in the song slinging cold crackling.
At least let me know if y'all want to react to that song, like the full song down below. I low-key want to do it. The sample was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking with it. And they get so
So help your brother along the way, no matter where he starts.
And they get so
The same God that made you made him too.
And they get so down. That's hard.
During the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
When we first decided to take the gig with Elvis, we had no idea that there would be any racial flack regarding it. Our first racial encounter was when we went to Texas. Elvis was told by his people that, well, you can leave the black girls home. You don't have to bring them. So Elvis wasn't going to do the Astrodome unless his girls could be with him. And he demanded that we be given the star treatment. We had to be in our convertible where everybody could see us, and our little blonde could drive us. And that was his statement. You don't like it? Deal with it, or I'm not going to be there.
Oh,
and
that's tough, Elvis. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting a newfound respect. I have respect for Elvis. He was a hero, but that shit is through the roof right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Elvis really was going to bat for us, though. That's tough, because during that time, he didn't have to. But that's really way, like, oh, Elvis, bro.
Very big of him.
When I joined the group in 1972, they took a big chance because there were no blacks in contemporary or Southern gospel music, and I was the first one, and it made all the headlines and everything. It was in Billboard and all the newspapers in Tennessee. And my first time meeting Elvis was, he had a folder full of clippings of things that he had read about me. As a matter of fact, the Imperials brought me to his suite, and he gave me this folder with all the clippings, and he personally welcomed me into the family. And for a guy who, you know, didn't really know where he stood, this was very important that he acknowledged my presence and, you know, made me feel very much a part of what we were all doing. And right away, he treated me like he'd known me for years. He gave me one of those TCB chains and everything, and I was just one of the guys, and I never forgot that.
And I've been around him with people, other people of color, and I've only seen him give love. He was very generous to people that he didn't even know. You didn't have to be of any racial persuasion for him to love you.
And you know,
that's tough by Elvis, man. Elvis didn't see color, bro. I ain't gonna lie, especially during that time, bro. You gotta respect something like that, bro. You gotta respect something like that, bro.
You know how rumors get started when there's a big star or something, the people will start rumors, well, he doesn't like this kind of people, or he doesn't like those people or that people. And I never got that from him.
But you know, Elvis is a whole nother thing. It's just, I think it's scary to even be compared to people in that, like, you know, I mean, because he's such a big talent, and in his absence, of course, he's bigger than in his presence. And music marks time, so in this time period, what Elvis was to his period would be something totally different. Well, I think rock and roll, I mean, what he brought to Vegas is more than rock and roll. I mean, I think it's just so much going on out here on the entertainment front. Like right now, you'll see the likes of Celine Dion and Tony Braxton. It's a lot going out here. You know what I mean? As far as rock and roll is concerned, it's great. I mean, Elvis Presley was able to do things that haven't been able to be duplicated to this day.
Boy, was breaking barriers, wasn't he?
Black American music influenced Elvis. The fact that people say, well, he's the king of it all, king of rock and roll, is a slap in the face to those that made the music possible in the first place. Not to say he wasn't brilliant. I think he was a fantastic, talented singer.
I don't think he ripped them off. I think once something has been exposed, anyone can add or take from it if they like. He was just so great, so popular, so hot, so anything that he played, it became a hit. To me, they didn't make a mistake when they called him the king.
The only thing I want to know, was he my friend? Did I enjoy him as a performer? Did he give the world of entertainment something?
Yes, on all counts. And that's the name of that tune.
He was a bundle of energy set to music. And that echo will never die.
Damn, man. Our boy Elvis really was good in the hood. I ain't gonna lie. I did not know Elvis was rocking with us like that. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all that recommended this W video recommendation. Once again. Y'all do it again. How do y'all keep doing this? How y'all keep coming with the great one? Now, this was really good. It's one of my favorite ones in a long time. But Elvis really was like good. Like, and you don't notice his inspiration until you look deeper. Like, I didn't notice his inspiration on hip hop just with the style. Just the music in general, him pushing racial boundaries, him really like going out the way to show you like, yes, I rock with the black community. Damn, that's tough. That's super tough. Let me know what you guys think down below though. Recommend some more videos, some more Elvis videos. There's going to be 2 Elvis videos on the right and the left, the MLK tribute and also the In the Ghetto, and maybe the Bridge Over Troubled Water video will be up here too. So go check all those out if you haven't already. Like, comment, subscribe, man. I love y'all. I will catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.